We say hello to you from Carinthia, in the three-country triangle in between Austria, Italy and Slovenia. I have Colin Phillips with me, an institution in British ski jumping, if I may say so.
Listen, I'm happy to be here too. Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
The amateurs all qualification... There is some drizzle, but visibility is okay. After all, these are pros, so they have to be able to adjust to the weather conditions. That was a long jump. Great performance. There are not many rivals who are capable of such a distance, that's for sure.
Yeah, that was outstanding.
Let's have a look at the... The history of the town of Villach goes back as far as 15 BC. I bought a baguette yesterday that early tonight.
It must have been the one I brought back the day before.
Let's take... Yet another remark about the so-called hill size. The specification is calculated at that point of the outrun where there is still a 32% gradient. It's mostly a little less than the jury distance.
I couldn't explain it any better.
That's a pretty good score for him. I think I would have judged his fight similarly. He didn't make any mistakes, and that's what the judges thought as well.
Yeah, I think they did it right there.
To me, he's one of the great surprises of the season. I wouldn't have expected to see him in the top 10.
No, me neither, Mike, but it's those shooting stars who make this sport interesting.
I think the judges will have to give him maximum score. The landing was simply impeccable. Many jumpers will have looked at that with envy. That's exactly how anyone would like to end his flight.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Let's have... We separate. Maybe we should talk about women in ski jumping too. As in many other sports, the ladies hardly manage to emerge from the men's shadow. Well, I wonder why. Because they also achieve impressive distances. The actual record is held by the Austrian Daniela Rashka, the 200 meters. The result is better than anything I have ever seen before, so he makes a great stride forward and leaves a good number of rivals behind him. Where did this performance come from?
Well, I suppose it's due to his continual training, which gives him the self-confidence.
Villach is the town of lakes. There's the Silver Lake and then Lake Osiak, Lake Fak, Lake Vassach, Lake Magdalene and Lake St. Helena.
Oh, absolutely beautiful.
A textbook telemark. Everything was correct, from timing to parallel ski position. The spectators are enthusiastic, and rightly so. I think he can be sure to earn a great deal of praise from his coach.
Well, he should do.
Now we get... It's a kind of jinx. Over the past few days, his form has slipped away. He has to be careful not to slide down the rankings. His timing at takeoff was especially awful. Fat chance of a good distance then. The hard-working training paid off. His posture is good, and the skis are fast as hell. Such a good score is something of a little sensation for this skier. He rose above himself today, and he got a great score for it.
Yeah, nice one.
Thanks to This is a crunch day for him today. His recent performances have been unconvincing.
Yeah, to say the least.
So mini crisis or no mini crisis, it's time for him to pull himself together. Otherwise, he won't end up with a place on the victory restaurant. takeoff and flight were always perfect, so consequently, he flies very far. And the public is enthusiastic. Great performance. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations for that.
I think these are the results of today's competition, ladies and gentlemen. The three winners of the day cheered by the crowd. Next time, things can turn out quite differently. We hope you'll be with us again. Mark Rafferty
And Colin Phillips.
take their leave of you.
Au revoir, goodbye, and auf Wiedersehen.
Goodbye. Today, we're in the touristic and winter sports town of Kuopio in the heart of Finland. Today, I have Colin Phillips at my side, who will give us first-hand information about ski jumping. Hi there, Colin.
Hello, Mark. At least I can support my home country this way.
Next round. There aren't many rivals left for him. It's amazing. His performance, and at that age, his distances are virtually always around the Cape Point, or even further.
Yes, I'll take my hat off to him. Great stuff.
Maybe he had dreamt of a better distance when he sat up there in the start bar, but I think this was a decent performance.
Yeah, it was very good to look at.
Yeah. Let's have another look at the replay. Maybe we overlooked some details. Unfortunately, heaven seems to have opened its floodgates. Not easy for the skiers to cope with these weather conditions.
Now it's raining cats and dogs.
Great approach run, don't you think, Colin?
Yes, it couldn't be better. He's standing perfectly on his skis. If it was style points given for the approach run, he'd get maximum score here, Mark.
Yeah, but he also had some luck with the wax mixture. He chose the right pot for these snow conditions.
And he's going down fast.
The replay. The last Slovene World Cup winner was Primož Peterka at the end of the 90s. So it's high time a Slovene makes it to the top again, isn't it?
Yeah, this one might make it, Mark. Let's hope he's got the right wax mixture.
Let's have a close. He's one of the skiers who pleasantly surprised the expert this season. He always lived up to their expectations, and he didn't have a single fall this season.
Yeah, last year was quite a different story. Now he's become a really good skier.
Look at this! A very nice takeoff. Maybe he didn't exactly find the best point, but this is worthy of a good distance.
Yes, absolutely. That's for sure.
Now we get the... So So, this is the result of the... I always find it odd that today's ski jumping heroes are here today but gone tomorrow, fallen into oblivion.
Literally.
Seriously, what do you think is the reason for this?
Well, as I said, ski jumping is a question of psychology above all. And it's even metaphysical sometimes. There's probably no other sport where your inner self is as important as in ski jumping.
After the competition, it's me who must fly. I have a date.
Oh, give me a break. You never stop those puns, do you?
Now, that looked like a decent angle. You can do better, but at least there was no danger of fall or anything. I suppose that's okay for him.
No, he'll like that one, I think.
Let's have another look at the... How about the wind? There's a slight upwind at the moment. That's good for the distance. Okay, the top skiers will make a better distance than that, but with this performance, he's certainly not among the worst athletes in this competition. The Japanese skier Masahiko Harada made the impressive distance of 135.5 meters here in Kuopio in 1998.
Yeah, that really was impressive.
You could use his approach in a video to teach the youngsters perfect posture, thus minimal air resistance, and it looks very fast. I think this... Here's the final ranking for you, ladies and gentlemen. After a thrilling competition, next time all skiers have the chance to go for gold. Until then, I say cheerio and adios to my co-commentator, Colin Phillips.
Well, thanks very much there, Mark. It was a pleasure being here, really. I've had great fun. Maybe not quite as much as being one of the jumpers myself, but maybe next time. See you soon. Bye now. Take care, everyone.
Goodbye. Konnichiwa from Hakuba, Japan. Colin Phillips, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the big names in British ski jumping. It's a great pleasure for me to have him here today. How are you doing, Colin?
It's a very different experience watching the other.
Have you been satisfied? We have a time difference of 7 hours with Europe, so if it's 5 p.m. here, it's 10 a.m. in Europe. perfect start for his flight. The takeoff was excellent.
However, there's always a little bit of luck in it, but this one was precise and powerful. Yes, it was.
Thanks to... At the first ski jumping competition in 1893, which did not take place in Norway, but in Austria, a manure heap was used as a ski jump.
Oh, wow. God, that must have smelt really good. Fortunately, some things have changed in architecture.
His performance today is not a surprise. It's neither better nor worse than the last time. He's just plugging along at the same level.
Chugging, even.
Let's take the... Now there's a Slovene sitting on the start bar. In a few seconds he'll be on the inline. But before that he has to check his bindings again to make sure he won't lose his skis on takeoff. These things happen. He ends his jump with an okay landing. I can't see any reason for a big point deduction. That was neat, wasn't it, Colin?
Yes, it wasn't outstanding, but I'm always relieved when I land safely.
Let's have a look. His performance is regular as clockwork this season. He's always in the top group. His practice seems to pay off.
Absolutely. He wouldn't let anyone pass him now, but on the other hand, he's not yet good enough to make the decisive step towards becoming #1.
Let's have a... I think we've seen some nice, and what's more, long jumps. Recently, he seems to be so tense. He's simply unable to keep cool enough to turn in top performances. Maybe he thought he could simply pull good distances out of the hat, but it didn't work out.
It didn't work out this time.
Considering his abilities, that was a reasonable performance. Good work.
Good work.
At first, ski jumping was a sport for amateurs. Commercialization only started in the 70s. From then on, the competitions were shown on TV so that people all over the world could watch them. It was about the same period that the number of professional jumpers increased significantly. Wow, that's a score to electrify the whole competition. I'm sure his rivals are awestruck now. This performance with this score, it will be hard to top.
Yeah, that was top notch.
Let's take... Hakuba has an altitude of 820 up to 1,620 meters. It's located in the north of the island of Honshu, 200 kilometers northwest of Tokyo. Nagano is only 45 kilometers from here. Yes, that's how a landing should look like. There wasn't much wrong with it, was it, Colin?
No, you can be satisfied with that one. The skis were parallel. He didn't dig into the snow. That was good.
Now, it started snowing, but visibility is still excellent. Now, that's how it's supposed to look.
Yep.
Calm posture, no fidgeting, no arm movement, and his chest bent far over his skis. No problem with his skis either. The wax is superb. His speed at takeoff will be amazing.
Well, it should be.
I think... So, this is an overview of the final ranking, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an exciting competition today, and that's how we like it. We'll see you next time. It's goodbye from Mark Rafferty.
And from me, Colin Phillips, thanks and goodbye.
Bye. Zakopane, with its typical wooden houses, has always attracted artists. Today, of course, we're here to see the art of ski jumping. I'm sure that not only fans of the British team will be happy to hear that my co-commentator today is Colin Phillips.
Seeing all that bustle around, I'd really like...
The amateur league... Tell us your recipe for success, Colin.
Well, if you ask me, a jump is an extraordinary filigree system. The slightest imprecision and you're out. So the thing is to avoid any mistakes.
Okay, and how do you do that?
First, it has to become automatic. And that means practice, practice, practice. Secondly, you need concentration. That means mental strength. That's the crucial point, in fact.
Let's have another look at the replay. Maybe we overlooked some details. Now tell us, Colin, why aren't you entering any important competitions this year?
Well, actually, it's a little embarrassing. And the reason is that my right ankle's injured.
So what's embarrassing about that? Did it happen in training?
No, that's the point. I recently bought a house in the south of England, you know, and the site is on a bit of a slope.
So you practiced the right posture for takeoff and then...
No, Mark. I was mowing the lawn.
I don't get it.
So, listen, while I'm mowing, I see a stone, and I can't simply mow it over, so I put the...
The atmospheric conditions could hardly be worse.
No, it's more or less a lottery.
Great. Superb. A very, very nice take.
Excellent.
As if he had pushed the right button at the right moment.
Super. Absolutely super.
Great season for him. His performance is consistently good or even very good. And that's reflected in the ranking. He'll keep his place in the top 10. No way he's going to be pushed out. His last performances were better than this, and he fairly wowed his fans. Today they had no chance to get fired up.
In actual fact, he looks like they're going to sleep.
Let's... Wow, that was an exciting competition today, don't you think, Colin?
Yeah, well, now we can take a deep breath and look forward to the final...
Zakopane is, of course, closely connected to the name of Adam Małysz, the best Polish ski jumper of all time.
fabulous.
An okay jump, let's put it like that. He certainly won't rejoice about the distance, I'm pretty sure of that. The replay will show us now how on earth he can be. The pressure is enormous, but if he doesn't get a rank at the very top, his dream of victory this season is as good as over. He seems straight, talented, and done for these days.
But when he sees the public, he will put everything he has into it. I still think he's capable of a good performance, Mark.
Ah, that's annoying. If he had paid better attention during the flight, he could have got an excellent result. But this is not enough.
And that's something you can improve on in training. Nowadays, the right posture is even calculated in a wind tunnel.
What can one say? In the 19th century, many ski jumpers started in circuses to earn a living.
Maybe that's why it all still seems to be like a circus to me.
Thanks to technology, we can look at the... Okay, he's had some luck in some of his performances. But if he had no talent, he wouldn't have come this far. Everything's fallen into place for him this season.
Yeah, he often seems to fly by wire. Falling seems out of the question.
Successful landing. Time to take a breath. We'll see what the judges think about flight and landing. But, well, I'd say at least the landing was useful.
Yeah, it looked okay to me.
This is a pea super now. These weather conditions might get dangerous for the skiers. Let's have a look at the overall ranking after this fascinating competition. The winners' fans are cheering, but the skiers on the second and third place can be satisfied too with their performance today, I think.
Me too.
And thanks to all the others who made today such an enjoyable day. So we'll see you next time. Mark Rafferty and the British ski jumping star Colin Phillips say goodbye to you now.
Ah, well, next time I'd prefer to be up there on the ski jump myself,
Yes.
Mark.
Looking forward to it.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. We've journeyed far into the north for you. Today, we're in Trondheim, Norway. Today, I have expert help by my side, the famous ski jumper Colin Phillips from England, who unfortunately...
It's a great pleasure to me, my friends.
First competition day in the amateurs... The strong tailwind might become a real problem.
Yes, this kind of wind pushes you down, so that it's difficult to control the takeoff from the jump table, Mark.
Well, for a second I was afraid he would flunk the takeoff, but he did it quite well.
But you can do better.
Of course you can, Colin. It wasn't perfect, but it was good.
Yeah, it was good.
Let's have another look at the replay. Maybe we... There aren't many rivals left for him. It's amazing. His performance, and at that age, his distances are virtually always around the Cape Point, or even further.
Yes, I'll take that hat off to him. Great stuff.
That jump was okay, but he could still make some more distance. I think no one would object to that.
At least of all him.
I think... The last Slovene World Cup winner was Primož Peterka at the end of the 90s. So it's high time that Slovene makes it to the top again, isn't it?
This one might make it, Mark. Let's hope he's got the right wax mixture.
Colin, what do you say about this?
Great. Absolutely great. There's not much he can improve on. It was really very good. He put down the skis at the right moment. And what's more important still, Mark, he did an impeccable turnout landing. The judges will appreciate that, I'm sure.
Let's take... By the way, it was in the United States that the first ski jump with an elevated jump table was built back in 1912. But not in Park City, it was in Steamboat Springs. And the man responsible for it was, of course...
American?
No, a Norwegian, of course. His name was Carl Holverson.
Good old Carl.
Let's have a closer look at this jump in the... Let's hope that he doesn't put himself under too much pressure today. His chances are excellent. He can really make the top 3 skiers nervous now.
But only if his performance is perfect. He has to make an impeccable jump.
Now we got...
Well, as far as I'm concerned, this is pretty dangerous, starting with a fog as thick as this, Mark.
All you can say is, eyes shut and go for it.
I suppose you're right.
I wouldn't grudge him a really excellent performance for once, but he's simply not yet at that point, it seems. So the score is justified at this time, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd never disagree with an expert like you, Mark. No.
We're in the home country of ski jumping, Norway. Although the ski jump in Oslo is much more famous than this one here in Trondheim, the atmosphere is great too, especially at the floodlit events.
Yeah, that's true. I always like that a lot.
Yeah. It might have done worse for him. He can and must be satisfied with the distance. That's his average performance, and he consolidated it today. The The skiers will have to adjust to a strong crosswind today. I hope they will make the best of the circumstances.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
It's not that easy to find the right wax mixture today, but he got the optimum. There you can see the difference it makes in terms of speed.
But only if the posture is right.
But it does, 100%. Man. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the final results for your information. I'd be glad to have you with us again next time. And many thanks to my co-commentator, Colin Phillips.
Well, thanks to you too, Mark. Thanks for having me. Thank you, everyone. See you next time.
See you next time. We're about 60 kilometers to the northwest of the Norwegian capital Oslo, in Vikersund. I have a special guest today, Colin Phillips. Would you mind me saying that it's a stroke of...
I would have liked to start myself.
The amateur... He's very, very close to the top skiers in the world. Actually, he's already one of them. If he can keep up this performance, he's a real threat to the leaders.
Yeah, excellent season for him, absolutely.
He neither disappointed nor convinced us with this jump. What do you say, Colin?
Well, I see it the same way, Mark.
Let's hope. We're all happy about the great wintry atmosphere. Snow is so beautiful. Well, at least for the spectators. For the skiers, the weather conditions are perfect. If the ski jumps were really roofed over, as certain experts are proposing, competitions would no longer be cancelled because of bad weather conditions.
Yeah, but on the other hand, it would be an enormous investment for the operators. But I think it'd be harmful to the atmosphere. Don't want a coach running their tummy? No, thank you.
Well, there was no improvement to be seen today, nor was there any deterioration. Now there's a Slovene sitting on the start bar. In a few seconds he'll be on the in-run. But before that he has to check his bindings again to make sure he won't lose his skis on takeoff. These things happen. Amazing! That was an extraordinarily smooth landing. No shakiness, no swaying. He'll get an excellent score, unless the judges are blind. I think this... Well, well, well. He gave us a lot of pleasure this season. Great performances. And when you look carefully, he was among the top skiers in every competition. Let's see if he can further improve today. I'll be happy for him.
Well, me too. He's a competitor, but I'll still be happy for him.
Well, he certainly isn't a talent like Janne Ahonen or Jakob Janda yet, but he turned in a solid performance. That's good ski jumping, don't you think?
Yes, Mark, and the judges think so too, by the look of it. So with the distance he achieved, he gets an okay result.
Yeah.
That's a good motivation for...
At the beginning, the posture was much more... He's the winning type. He's rightly at the top of the ranking. While others are unsettled by bad conditions such as lack of wind or poor visibility, he just goes for it and makes incredible distances. I think he'll rejoice again when he has a look at the video of this flight tonight. And his good performance was appreciated by the judges.
This will give him extra motivation for the next competitions.
An English tabloid spread the news that you're afraid of flying.
Who said that? No, that's a fairy tale. That's a malicious allegation, actually.
So it's not true.
No, well, the thing is, when I was a kid, I was afraid of heights. So my father took me to a ski jump and he said, if you jump down there, you never have to be afraid of anything.
And that was the beginning of your career.
That's right.
Let's... No weather for records, but maybe for some nice surprises.
Yeah, you know, such conditions even suit some skiers.
Wow, excellent landing there. Telemark, the skis touched down flatly, not edged over. That's what the judges want to see. And the public too, of course. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thanks to... Let's have a look at the overall ranking after this fascinating competition.
Yes.
The winners' fans are cheering, but the skiers on the second and third place can be satisfied too with their performance today, I think.
Me too.
And thanks to all the others who made today such an enjoyable day. So we'll see you next time. Mark Rafferty and the British ski jumping star Colin Phillips say goodbye to you now.
Ah, well, next time I'd prefer to be up there on the ski jump myself,
Yes.
Mark.
Looking forward to it.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. This is where the Four Hill Tournament opens every year, and so you know where we are today. Yep, Oberstdorf. What's a host without an actual practitioner of sport?
Next time I'll be competing again.
Another ski jump event. What euphoria surrounding this man in the last few weeks, and he deserves all of it. His performance has been outstanding throughout the season. I bet he's dreamed more than once these last few days about being on the victory.
Well, I believe he can do it, actually, Mark. If there's one person in the world who can, then it's him.
This should be a day for some record distances. With this strong upwind we have.
Yeah, the wind is absolutely perfect today.
Yeah, let's see. Well, that's good for the maximum score. At least that's my opinion. Let's see if the judges agree with me.
Well, I reckon so, Mark. By the way, have you ever tried to make a jump yourself? No.
Why?
Well, it would be nice if you, as a reporter, knew exactly what you were talking about, don't you think?
For all those who are not yet experts in ski jumping, I'd like to explain the point about hillsides again. In the early days, the ski jumps were giving a so-called K point, which means critical or calculation point. But as this point doesn't tell much about the actual size of the ski jump, the term hillsize was introduced in 2004. But the distance points are still calculated in comparison to the K point.
Wow, I could listen to you for hours, Mark.
Thank you, Colin.
You're welcome.
Let's take... Would you tell us what the private Colin Phillips does in his leisure time? Maybe he grows roses or plays football?
Roses? Football? Well, I like football, but no, none of them, Mark. You wouldn't believe me if I told you. No,
come on.
I love computer games. No! Yes, I do. It's great for relaxation, especially before competitions.
Yeah, I can believe that. Yeah. The replay will... As this was the venue for the Nordic Skiing World Championship in 1987 and 2005, a new stadium was built for 16.6 million euros. Let's have a... He's one of the outstanding jumpers this season, and he's rightly at the top. His form peaks at the right moment. Many of his colleagues could still learn from him. He's a pro, absolutely concentrated in training and competition. The winning technique. His performance went like clockwork, absolutely perfect. And then he gets this dream score from the judges. Now, I can't wait to see who's the first one he'll smother with kisses down there. Or if he can temper his enthusiasm. That was insane. The V-style technique was introduced at the end of the 80s, but the Swedish skier Jan Bokelov. Soon the entire world elite adopted it.
Good ideas, catch on fast.
Yeah, at first he had a lot of points deducted at every jump because of his incorrect posture. He improves from competition to competition and from jump to jump. Let's see how far up he could get in the ranking.
He should go way up, Mark, I think.
Thanks to No one can use the wind as an excuse today. We have a strong upwind, so the weather conditions are excellent. The hard work and training paid off. His posture is perfect, and the skis are as hell. Now, who did he surprise more today, Colin? Us or himself?
Well, himself, I think, Mark. He virtually boosted his performance. I don't believe anyone would have thought him capable of such an improvement. And least of all him. Congratulate.
These are the results of today's competition, ladies and gentlemen. The 3 winners of the day, cheered by the crowd. Next time, things can turn out quite differently. We hope you'll be with us again. Mark Rafferty
And Colin Phillips.
take their leave of you.
Au revoir, goodbye, and auf Wiedersehen.
Goodbye. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, from Bad Mittendorf, Austria. What's a host without an actual practitioner of sport? This time, it's Colin Phillips, and we're very proud to have him here with us today.
I would have liked to start myself.
Tomorrow's pros. Well. He gave us a lot of pleasure this season. Great performances. And when you look carefully, he was among the top skiers in every competition. Let's see if he can further improve today. I'll be happy for him.
Well, me too. He's a competitor, but I'll still be happy.
His fans at home can relax and lean back now. Everyone can be happy with his score. He's well placed in terms of distance as well as style score. Good. Now we get the first ski jump in Bad Mittendorf was built almost 100 years ago. At the time, the distances were about 30 meters.
Now, they're the different days, but modern techniques have opened up new possibilities, Mitch.
That was an okay landing there. I've seen many a jumper who would have been happy to end their flight like that.
Yeah, that's right.
And of course, there's always 1 or 2 things you can improve. That goes without saying. Let's have a... We have talked about this several times. Ski jumping is a sport full of imponderables, even mysteries.
Well, that makes it so interesting. You can never be sure what will happen. A psychological problem for us athletes. One moment we're at the top, the next we're down.
It's in the nature of it, isn't it?
So to speak.
Approach run, takeoff, landing, perfect. But the flying phase, the flight itself, wasn't all that pleasing to the eye. His posture just isn't right yet.
No, it looked a bit wobbly.
Now there's a Slovene sitting on the start bar. In a few seconds, he'll be on the in-run. But before that, he has to check his bindings again to make sure he won't lose his skis on takeoff. These things happen. Let's... He's very, very close to the top skiers in the world. Actually, he's already one of them. If he can keep up this performance, he's a real threat to the leaders.
Yeah, excellent season for him, absolutely.
Successful landing. Time to take a breath. We'll see what the judges think about flight and landing. Well, I'd say at least the landing was useful.
Yeah, it looked okay to me.
Let's... What do you think, Colin? Can he win the competition?
Yes, if he does another of those outstanding performances, there's virtually no one to beat him. He's in excellent shape. Of course, he's self-confident enough in his own performance. I'm sure we'll hear from him when it comes to the title fight.
That's all the distance he's capable of today. So he has to be satisfied with it.
What else could he do?
I think... I hope that nobody will be blown away today.
It's not easy to start under these conditions, that's for sure.
It's as if a magnet pulled him down to Earth whenever he reaches this distance. He simply can't go any further. Why doesn't he give a really top performance for once, Colin?
Well, you have to ask him that, Mark, not me, but I think he'll take the necessary steps after the competition.
Ski jumping developed from downhill at the end of the 18th century. The inhabitants of a small town in the province of Norway called Telemark probably got bored by always just racing straight down into the valley, so they started to jump over small elevations. At least that's the story spun by the sports historians about the origins of the sport. Really? That's a dream result. First, the excellent performance, and then a top score. Amazing!
Oh, I fully agree with you. That was magic.
Now Here's the final ranking for you, ladies and gentlemen. After a thrilling competition, next time all skiers have the chance to go for gold. Until then, I say cheerio and adios to my co-commentator, Colin Phillips.
Well, thanks very much there, Mark. It was a pleasure being here, really. I've had great fun. Maybe not quite as much as being one of the jumpers myself, but maybe next time. See you soon. Bye now. Take care, everyone.
Goodbye.